Welcome to the astrology report for the week of March the 11th through to the 17th. And we're going to talk today about a bit of a magical sky at the end of the week, Thursday through Sunday, where Sun and Neptune co-join. It leads to divine inspiration, very beautiful and powerful imagination and deep insight. But at the same time, this week starts off with Venus moving into the sign of her exaltation in Pisces on Monday, after Mercury just on the weekend also moved into a new sign for himself, 2 months in Aries. It's a bit of a week in which the vibrational frequency feels very, very different to all of us from things that we've been feeling for the last 3 weeks when Mercury and Venus were in different signs. So we're going to talk about that for your sun, moon, and rising sign. Today, when you listen, look for your sun sign to be representative of your career or purpose, and sometimes a father or father figures in your life. The moon, your body, your safety and home needs, your emotional disposition, and your mother and mother figures. But your rising sign is most accurately about you, so definitely listen to that. We're not going to spend a lot of time today on the mundane astrology, just a little bit, which is world events. We're going to jump right into your sign. This is not a long video. It should not be longer than an hour, because the other thing I want you to know is the sky is extremely quiet. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there ain't a lot happening. It's just kind of a neutral sky with, Venus delightfully doing lap swims through her Piscean waters of exaltation. And we have Mercury moving into his beginning of his 2 month stay in Aries. So everybody's kind of doing their thing, but nobody's talking to each other. And that makes this a very quiet, very calm vibe in the beginning of this week. Now, that said, we're coming off some really heavy energies of the Mars-Uranus square that happened on the weekend, and we'll still feel that tumbling a bit into Monday and Tuesday. So there's a bit of that residual energy from a kind of shocking, we could say, unexpected or sudden attack or surprising aggression or things to do with hardship that are, connected perhaps in some ways with Uranus and Taurus to earth and earthquakes, stocks and stock markets, and maybe with the Mars square from Aquarius, things to do with groups of people and people en masse, large groups of people. So that weekend energy, like I'm recording on Saturday the 9th for my Patreon community, that weekend energy may still be spilling into our Monday and Tuesday. You guys are listening on Monday, so I'm not sure what has been happening in the sky. So there you go. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac whole sign houses. I'm a fan of the fixed stars and the minor asteroids. And if you want to learn astrology with me, by the way, I do have my class Sky Reader starting in April for 6 weeks to be your own astrologer and time your best life. And if you want to learn astrology in order to use some very simple timing tools for your own self, rather than trust general astrology on YouTube, I teach this class every year or two. Every year. This is my 5th time teaching it. And it has a private Facebook community. It has a live class every week on a Saturday, and you can get the replay, and it's housed in an evergreen setting. You get to keep the content forever and ever after the class in my teaching platform. And it also has weekly Q&As. And so if you like the high-touch content, someone giving you a bit of hand-holding to learn astrology rather than trying to do it on your own, come check me out. And in the description box, there's everything I offer. There's going to be like a wait list for it. Sign up for that. That means you get early bird discounts, early notice, and the class usually fills very quickly. So you want to be on that wait list already. Okay, so let's get going. Now, I'm recording on Saturday, March the 9th. So far, the sky hasn't fallen. So far, Mars square Uranus, Mars going through Aquarius, squaring Uranus and Taurus. Nothing awful has happened. We've got Mars in Aquarius through till March 23rd of 2024 here. So it's still more of that Mars in Aquarius. But so far, as I get through this weekend, midday on a Saturday, I haven't seen anything particularly alarming occur. I am Aquarius rising. I feel very energized by this actually myself. But we'll keep our eyes on the ball. There's a theory that Mars delivers his real impact after he leaves the actual connection to the, to the energy. So this is really happening most intensely on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then he's moving away. And that could be where we see the outpicturing of this already. I'm going to show you the sky, but before I do, I have a couple of thoughts. So the Sun-Neptune conjunction is pretty exact on the 17th, righty? And the 17th of the month of March is St. Patrick's Day. So beware of St. Patrick's Day. And that is that's a Sunday. That's a Sunday, the 17th. However, as well, you'll start to feel it as early as Thursday and maybe bleeding a bit into Monday and Tuesday. There is a degree of perfection, which is 27 degrees of Pisces on the 17th of March in my time zone here in Western Canada, just for your own, of course, but they're pretty well coming together around 5 a.m. March the 17th, righty, in Pacific Standard Time at 27 degrees of and change of Pisces. And I want to read the Sabian symbol to you for that because it's really hopeful. It's really positive. And 27 Pisces rounds up to 28 Pisces. And that is a fertile garden under the full moon, keyword ultimacy, from A Screen of Prophecy, Sabian Symbols by Diana E. Roche. Satisfaction, manifestation, accomplishment, prosperity, profusion, abundance, fruitfulness, productiveness, affluence are the key words that she puts down here, stepping stone words for the 28th degree of Pisces. She does reflect a little bit that it's about using your gifts wisely and sharing what you have with others and being guard against being boastful or arrogant about your abilities, skills, and all of that. So it's a fertile garden under the full moon, and that's just in its own right an auspicious vibration. At the same time, in Renn Butler's The Archetypal Universe, which I reference this book in almost every frigging video, friend and teacher, he talks about the archetypal energy of Sun Neptune thusly. Settle in, listen to this. A serene and radiant nature, enhanced access to imagination and inspiration, and impulses towards spiritual discovery and higher purpose, and finally, a perception of divine meaning permeating the creation. Now, if it's in its shadow side, escapism, deception, dissolved feelings of selfhood, lack of purpose or direction, and a potential for psychic inflation. Lots of times he gives these great little quotes, and I like them. If it was a guru complex, because Neptune Sun could be like, don't drink the Kool-Aid, Jim Jones, he gives a quote, I am God and you are not, the self-made guru, more of the shadow quality. But in its more higher and elevated frequency, there's a lot of mystery when Neptune and the Sun get together, because the Sun is the divine intelligence that runs the universe. It is the soul of the universe. It's your soul, it's my soul, it's the one soul. Getting down with Neptune, transcendence, awareness, oceanic consciousness, higher imagination, trance state, hypnotism, storytelling, screenplay writing, photography, music. It opens up a channel to the divine that's very creative, very imaginal, very powerful. Okay, so in some of the positivity here, he gives a quote, if I could know me, I could know the universe, by Shirley MacLaine, Sun trine Neptune. If I could know me, I could know the universe. There's no separation between you and all that is and all that ever will be and all that has been. Freud had this as well. It is my experience and one which I have found. It is my experience and one to which I have found no exception, that every dream deals with the dreamer himself. What about the idea that this reality is a dream dreamed into being by the dreamer? And we are dream characters in it. All the world's a stage. So much magic and mystery when we see the Neptune Sun conjunction in its most positive formation. Now, on Friday, on the 7th of March, on the 8th of March, the 9th of March, okay, but back on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, behind us, that would be the 7th, 8th, and 9th of March. We saw Mercury in his stability co-join with Neptune. And that was when Joe Biden had in the United States, his speech about the, State of the Union. And he said, we're going to build a dock. I think we're going to build a dock out in Gaza, and we're going to deliver aid, get around the darn Israelis. Go figure. And, well, that's going to take a while to build, and it's going to be a little bit too little too late. But on the other hand, there's things about that I swear, the State of the Union address and the declaration about building the dock, because don't forget Neptune, Mercury in the sign of water, the sea god Neptune in Pisces water, is going to be something coming back from that State of the Union, and perhaps even about the situation with building a aid dock off of Gaza shores and just depositing a bunch of aid on a dock that I guess that people have to scramble to get. There's no distribution. It's going to backfire. It's going to backfire. Something's going to really backfire here, just because Mercury in debility with Neptune is spin cycle, misinformation, manipulation, deceit, deceptive and deceitful communication. And I'm really pretty well sure that we're going to see something come up in the world, especially as Mercury moves into Aries, has moved into Aries now, to do with the world of war and whatever Joe Biden was yattering on about on the 7th, 8th, and 9th of March. Now, I'm not political. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a Canadian. So this is just me looking at the astrology. It's called mundane astrology. I'm going to show you the sky. And I also want to say one more thing. I want to say that this is eclipse season. March the 25th, we're coming into the Libra 5 degrees eclipse. It is a Libra eclipse that started the war in Israel or corresponded to the war in Israel, Gaza. We will see big shifts around the Israel-Gaza Palestine situation in the wake of the 25th of March. Is eclipse full moon 5 degrees of Libra. Okay. I'm doing a whole video on that, and I'll have that video out probably on Thursday this week. Deep dive for all signs, at least a 2-hour video. You might definitely want to get a whole of that video and make sure you watch it, because it's going to make a big difference in world events, but also individually. Okay, so what else can I tell you? All right, so let's get going and I'll show you the sky. We're definitely moving into this sky after having had intensity, as I mentioned, that Mars in Aquarius squaring Uranus in the sign of Taurus has been behind us by the time we get to the end of this week. This is cued for the Sunday, right? Coming Sunday, the 17th. But I want you to know that you'll definitely not necessarily feel the end of that square right away. So let's go back and just show it to you, just for these geeks, that some of you guys are astrology geeks like I am. So basically, there we have it. There's 19 degrees Mars squaring Uranus. It's a part of a larger synodic cycle that began in August of 2022. And that synodic cycle in 2022 is really coming to a close, the final square, the final act. And we saw a lot of stuff happen in the world since August of 22 and in your own lives as well, to do with what Mars and Uranus did when they co-joined in August 1st of 2022 together in Taurus. Now, this is like March the 9th, the day I'm recording, that this square is pretty exact. My daughter's calling me with a killer migraine. And that's exactly what a Mars square Uranus can look like, I swear, especially in her chart. So because she's got Taurus energy as a Taurus sun. And, your own lives, there's just something going on where you might want to think about where there's aftermath, residue, after effects from what would be the weekend, basically, as you move into Monday, because Mars may not have shown you the full deal. What he's really up to might not be available for you to see until Monday. So Mars at 21 degrees of Aquarius, waning away from that. And then by the time we get to the 12th, which is Tuesday, it's coming off of it's ending. We're not feeling it so much in engagement anymore. But in the news cycle, Monday and Tuesday, with Mercury in the sign of Aries, where he will be through till May because of retrogradation, we can expect some interesting developments, unfortunately, that may be a little disturbing regarding war and death. Why death? Because Pluto, death, Mercury, news, war, Aries. Okay. Simple, right? So unfortunately, we may expect to see some, what does Mars Uranus do? Sudden attack, unexpected explosions, shooters, assassinations. So that's the energy in the sky, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We're in a cycle that's repeating 1994, 95, and 96. And that's when I believe Rabin was assassinated after the Oslo Peace Accords, the then Prime Minister of Israel. I'm not saying that's happening again, that an Israeli member of the Israel government is going to be assassinated. I'm just saying Mars is got the shooter, basically, the guy with the gun, and he is squaring Uranus. So it's a shock. There's something unexpected. In the sky that you're looking at here, we look at the country of Israel. That is the ninth house, ascendant for Israel in the ninth house. And that places this hardship energy, a little off center for anything, I think, truly raucous for like what I just discussed. I don't think there's anything like a assassination attempt here. I hope not anyway, because I don't like people to be killed for, well, who wants anyone to be murdered, even if I don't agree with their horrendous politics and Genociide. But here we go. This is Mars. This is the first house of Israel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the fifth house of the nation of Israel, squaring the eighth house of death. And that's where it gets a little bit alarming because Jupiter means leader and Uranus means sudden. Eighth house of Israel is death. Possibly fifth house can indicate something happening in a setting that causes the death of a leader in the nation of Israel, a setting being connected to fifth house matters. Fifth house matters in mundane astrology. It's a little amorphous, but it can be the world of entertainment, the world of events, sort of even like the festival that happened, that the Hamas crossed the border and killed people in a music festival. So I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. So guys, let's see what happens when things are over. When we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, what this was about. It definitely can be also stock market economic upsets or shocks as well, or earthquakes as well. Now, let's get going and talk about your sign very shortly because I have a dinner guest coming over in an hour. Last thing I want to mention, Juno has been hanging up here, goddess of marriage and partnership, for a long, long time. And this is a South Node eclipse cycle we're going to be going through again. And that often leads to breakups and endings and, famous couples breaking up like Justin Trudeau during the, last year. And that was a part of the South Node Libra eclipse cycle, as well as many other factors. But you could see something coming up this week, perhaps with Sun Neptune co-joining on, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, opposite the goddess of marriage and commitment. That could look like a breaking up or a sudden ending of a major spiritual figure, right? Or Hollywood figure. So a Hollywood or spiritual person, like in the, community of like a famous couple, I don't know, famous spiritual leadership couple or a famous Hollywood couple, having a breaking up energy coming through the sky, an announcement of that probably at the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That would be a little surprising to the world, a little shocking because of Uranus's involvement, forming a wedge to that. Alrighty, anything else I want to tell you? Yeah. So Venus is moving, of course, into the sign of her exaltation. There she lays on the 12th. She gets in there on the 11th, depends on your time zone. And where she's sitting here is going to bring us an amazing experience of something good, but she is invisible. She is a morning star. She's still a warrior. And there's a bit of a malefic enclosure between Mars and Saturn, all possibly indicating, okay, not probably, but possibly indicating that even though when she's here, she's like superstar, super good, super loving, super unconditional loving, we may not see the best of her. But in each of our lives, I put my video out already on the Venus material on Saturday. Go listen for your sign. She's doing some really exciting and positive things during her stay of 3 weeks until April the 4th through the sign of Gemini, of Pisces. And I encourage you to listen to that video because I cover some very important contents of her contact for your sign to other planets, including her mutual reception to Jupiter. So there's something positive here for sure. We want to pay attention to that. It will be in play, very profoundly and very prominently during the March the 25th eclipse as well. So therefore, it's literally going to be a part of the eclipse signature. Anything else I'd like to mention here? No. So let's get moving and let's talk next about your sign. We're going to start with the Aries. Yeah. Anything else I want to say? Well, one more thing. Sorry, and then I'm done. I promise I'm done on the mundane astrology. Joe Biden has his lunation, his moon, right here in Taurus, and so does the nation of Israel. And seriously, this and Netanyahu and Biden are both Sag risings. You can't make this stuff up, so is the United States. But it's just because Uranus Jupiter is sitting where Joe Biden's moon is, which is his body and health and his house of sickness, or King Charles's 10th house moon, and he's got some issues to his health. And the nation of Israel has its moon in Taurus. King Charles, Israel, Joe Biden are in the square field, right? Joe's health, King Charles's career and reputation, 10th house, and the nation of Israel, Taurus, sun or moon? Hang on. I'm having one of those moments. I have to remember, is it the sun or moon? I think it's a sun of Israel. Give me a sec. Yeah, Israel has its Mercury at 10 degrees of Taurus, and it also has its sun at 23. Now, the sun in a nation's chart represents the leader. And so the leader, the sun, or the politic, the government, the leadership of the nation of Israel has its sun with Uranus, like Uranus is going over its sun, bearing down on its sun. Not quite there yet, but there's a Jupiter, there's a Mars square Uranus close to the sun of Israel. Therefore, that looks to me like we're going to see some pretty shocking stories about Netanyahu or the Israeli government or parliament or whatever, or the Knesset, and or the war situation with this square from Mars. Yes, we're going to go back to the time frame, Saturday, Sunday, that then this Monday you're listening, Tuesday, Wednesday, feeling the square acting very intensely. And you can see that basically Mars will finally reach the 23rd degree of Aquarius on March the 14th, and that will be on Thursday. And we may see some big stories emerging about Israel's leadership and the nation of Israel itself, especially on Thursday with the moon here as well. Moon means the people of Israel. Uranus is rebellion and protest. Mars is force, like police force. So it could be like a Tiananmen Square thing going on here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where the police are trying to control the revolt or something, and something bad happens. This kind of energy, or with the sun, which is Netanyahu, or the leadership or the government of Israel, there's also very much a strong potential for calamity regarding those matters as well. The moon represents the 10th house, or the ruling party of the nation of Israel in its natal chart, and it is getting a hard ass kick from Mars. So big issues going on with Israel. And asteroid America is traveling through the sign of Capricorn, and around the 22nd of March or so will square the ascendant of the nation of Israel. And that just looks like the United States is pulling out of support or changing its mind or trying to, make some kind of demands, I would suppose. All right, now let's go ahead and do your sign. I will be doing a whole video on the politics of the Libra eclipses and the world itself, but this is not, but I will have a more personal video coming up with less mundane astrology. So stay tuned for that. What Lori is just trying to do is move back a little bit by hours to get to good old Aries. And then we'll start in this fun and short video because we're focusing on the positive. I don't need to repeat. Venus is moving. Mercury has moved on the weekend into Aries, and it feels different to have Mercury there. It feels different to have Venus now in Pisces. So we have a sea change vibe and new feeling in the week ahead. And now we're going to talk about, mostly this is about this weekend. Yes, this is coming up for us all Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week. In my time zone, the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th into the 18th, this energy of the Neptune Sun conjunction. Remember, I read the Sabian Symbol. It's so darn positive. It's about that fertile garden under a full moon. Aries, sun, moon, and especially rising sign. What you end up seeing in the sky here is you get this really beautiful energy. Let's take a look at it. Let me move ahead by days just so we can actually look at the conjunction more or less, right? Okay, so you're feeling it, as I mentioned, from the 14th to the 18th, really, but it's exact on the 17th, which is Sunday in my time zone. You're going to see, Aries, that this is a dreamy, dreamy, dreamy thing, because your 12th house is hard to access with your conscious, logical, rational mind. It's your dreams at night, inspirations, intuitions, Akashic records, past lives. It's yourself undoing addictions and bad habits. It's things to do with hospitals, insane asylums, and prisons. But when Neptune and dungeons and isolation. But when Neptune and Sun come together here, honestly, you could have a divine inspiration, some kind of insight, inspiration. We have an exalted Venus midwiving this whole thing. What is the intensity of this? It's like, wow, Venus is like Venus and Saturn is love is hard, pleasure is hard. You know, you could cut an addiction out, you can quit a bad habit. You could have a deep dive insight into some kind of spiritual awareness, especially with the moon on the 17th in the fourth house, ancestral clearing, something breaking through from the family of origin and childhood wounds in a positive and radically healing way. Also, you could have some mystical sex, Venus in her bed pleasures with Saturn for the karma and the enduring love that's hard, but we make it work. And we bring form to our creativity, our love, our sexuality here. If we're in the bed pleasures mode, especially transcendent, sacred union, maybe a bit of tantra, maybe a bit of, enlightenment sexuality going on for some of you anytime between Thursday and Sunday. Certainly, when you see Venus opposite Juno, there can be a tension. It's involved with a relationship that's significant to you. And yet, you can see that the Neptune Sun energy is going to try to bring some harmonious beauty and inspiration and something good from it, tension that yields something positive. I think what I'd also say, just as a general vibe here, is because Jupiter is the ruler of this conjunction and he's in your second house, you're very much looking at the possibility of some inspiration that improves your finances. And again, your cash flow, your earnings, your resources can be improved because of an inspiration during this window of time. And lastly, Jupiter is in what you put in your mouth and what you eat. Venus is the pleasures in the house of addictions with Neptune. So a real ability to break through. That's a good Jupiter-Uranus word, an addictive pattern, habit, or self-sabotaging strategy coming through Thursday through Sunday. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. Don't we love this? We have this Venus up in the 11th house of good spirit, a positive place to be, full of all kinds of rewards. And Saturn coming through Thursday through Monday, really. And the glowy, dreamy, magnificent, spiritual, awake, aware Neptune with the sun. This is really about your imagination. I would love for you to free associate, vision board, dream, journal things, write out your 4-year plan, 5-year plan, 10-year plan with your imagination. Anything is possible. The sky's the limit is what this conjunction can offer you. With Venus exalted co-present, it's also got its extra special potential for bringing you into greater rewards in your career, whether that's financial, that's winning an award, that's getting a raise, that's getting more influence or celebration about who you are in the world. Venus is trying to open that up. Use your imagination Thursday through Sunday to see if that doesn't light up something for you to visualize this greater power you have to be successful in your career gains, And you need to work hard for them. You may also be looking at sort of a Thursday through Sunday kind of a divine download regarding love as it applies to your friendship circles. Maybe a new sort of way of wanting to connect with those friends. It's a little bit more intensely spiritual or authentically or deep, higher love, deeper love, sacred love with some of your social friendship groups or joining a group. Oh my goodness, yeah. Venus, Neptune, Sun, Saturn, joining an established group that has a spiritual underpinning. Basically, yeah. I'm going to join AA. I'm going to join as temple. I'm going to join the Kirtan club. I'm going to join the Sufi community club or something like that. You may be inspired to move in that direction Thursday through Sunday. With Jupiter holding fort in Venus's house and at mutual reception, this says also whatever you dream into being in your long-range plans or whatever groups of belonging you might consider joining or signing up for over the course of this week also brings you into greater health, wellness, plenty, abundance, and feeling good about yourself, your body, and your life. Where Jupiter sits, that's what that's all about. Feels good to me. And hey, with the moon in the sign of Cancer, whatever this divine change is about, it really helps you nurture and nest in your own local neighborhood, your friendship groups locally, or nesting into the land in a way of your ideas that you wish to ponder, communicate, or write. That kind of lines up for that Venus energy on that day of the 17th. St. Patrick's Day could mean, yeah, some of you will party with friends on St. Patrick's Day, have a spiritual awakening or experience or whatever, and it will do it in a cozy nest of a pub in the local neighborhood. Yeah. All righty. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. I think that you're going to find this is going to be a kind of dreamy vibe with Venus beneficently blessing you in your career space. And you're kind of tired, right? You've been working hard since last year because of Saturn's entrance here last March, doesn't leave until February of 26. Venus is sweetening the pot here, trying to love up Saturn, give him a back rub. So some of your hard work is trying to like wind down a bit here. You're trying to loosen up a bit around working really hard in your career and your reputation. But at the same time, Neptune, specifically on the 17th, but Thursday through Monday, is walking with the sun in a story of, go big or go home, dream it into being. If you can, you have to believe it to see it. Those kinds of mantras are up here. You may have a beautiful bit of a light of recognition and popularity in something you're doing that could even go viral because of Uranus in the public reputation house if you use Neptune energy, which is TikTok and Instagram and the Reels and YouTube, anything with videography, okay? Could bring you a bit of a viral moment of some sort because Uranus is in a flow state here to the Neptune and Sun conjunction. At the same time, I would say to you that you might find that you're favored in the career space. This looks very much like a potential for your dream job, your dream raise, your dream terms of service coming through in the workspace in a way that you feel is honoring the mastery and authority that you've accomplished in your work and career that really lets you shine. Again, Thursday through even to Monday. When with the moon in the second house, it means luscious new money or earnings or cash flow as well for you, Thursday through Sunday. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is your ninth house of God. This is temples and religion and spiritual philosophy and ideology, higher education, third marriages, and things to do with academics and book publishing and foreigners and foreign travel. Have you got the lay of the ninth house? It's a busy place, but it is a spiritual place. And Neptune and the sun are a spiritual thing. So probably you're going to feel Thursday through to Monday with epicenter Sunday, Saturday night, Sunday, some sense of awakening to some deeper spiritual impulse, aligning yourself with your own version of God or the creator energy, maybe even getting a divine download about your life's purpose and direction. But if you're really on a practical level, like you're trying to get a book published, a dreamy opportunity, Venus hands on a silver platter for a legacy publisher, or maybe getting a beautiful trip established, taking a trip, planning a trip to a foreign place, it's going to put you into a very ashram, pilgrimage, sacred journey mindset. And in this case, I say to you, you might really want to consider how this Venus energy could be about a female. And if it's a ninth house female attending the spiritual union of the the sun Neptune, there may be a spiritual teacher, guide, or mentor, or guide, or advisor coming your way Thursday through Monday, making a very positive impact in your life. And Jupiter says, let's bring those wishes and dreams into reality. Let's also maybe create greater gains from our career and experience some luscious love from an elder sibling regarding foreign lands, foreign trips, just travel in general, or benefits from friends regarding legal or academic matters. With the moon here, you're feeling like a mama, you're all like in your groove, you're feeling sensitive, emotional, empathic, and you're just feeling at home in your body Thursday through to Monday. Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. Energetically, the eighth house is hard for you to see. It's in an inversion where this is happening. It is a worldly, it is a house beyond this world. It's kind of like It's a moksha, spiritual awakening zone. So you might be finding if you're in an occult magic and mystery, this could be some spiritual vibe for you Thursday through Monday. But if, like, I don't know, channeling a dead person who's a female and getting a spiritual inspiration. But if it's not that kind of thing, and it does not have to be, then it's going to be back to the money stuff, taxes and credit cards, mortgages, things to do with shared resources with your spouse, things to do with money that you just don't really earn. I call it chunky money, comes to you in other ways. Inheritances are included. And the energy here is dreamy and nebulous and inspirational. And so it's really hard to pin this one down, Venus is about money and exalted in a money house. Saturn is about enduring and lasting. You may come into contact Thursday through Monday with a money situation that's enduring and lasting, maybe involving a father figure. And it feels like a dream come true, like some father figure son gives you some financial assistance or something like that. Or you get your dream mortgage or your dream loan or your dream financial story unfolding here. Also, energetically, we want to mention that Jupiter loves you up right now in the career house. Will have been doing so since last year in May through to the end of May this year. And he's participating. So some of you could get some kind of sign-on bonus, dreamy development with a new job that allows you to flourish in your by receiving a chunk of money. The moon flowing from the 12th house, to this day of the 17th when it's exact. This is just a kind of another deeper spiritual level. I would say pay attention definitely to your meditations, your dreams at night, your inner life, because it's very luscious, especially on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday next week. But also don't forget you're feeling it Thursday through to next Sunday. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. So this Neptune connection to the sun happening at, on the 17th, but you feel it Thursday, as I said, through Monday, is happening in the house of your significant other. And honestly, it may not be about you. You can say it could give your marriage or long-term relationship itself a glow up where you guys feel more spiritually connected. You're having deeper, more, higher love, deeper love, sacred love connections, especially with Venus here. It wants the relationship to endure, wants it to last. It's trying to help Saturn not give up on the relationship if you're in one already. But on the other hand, this could be just about your partner in a long-term, already committed love story, right? It could really just be, oh my God, look what's going on with them. They just had this amazing experience where they got some kind of, transcendent divine download or some kind of deep spiritual insight or some kind of positive thing going on here. Thursday through to Monday. And creative energy, Venus and Neptune is so creative, and maybe your partner is going to get a creative lift, and find their inner creator all of a sudden. And because the moon is in your 11th house, things to do with social groups, socialization, friends that you co-share with a significant love partner are getting a lovely glow Thursday through Sunday. And don't forget, Sunday is St. Patrick's Day. So I might just be seeing an amazing experience for your significant other in a social setting in which you're both involved. Because you're going through a lot of stress in any relationship that exists, just because Juno opposite the Pisces waters, well, Saturn is there, is stressing your relationship out. And that Saturnian stress is there until 2026. But it's more acute with this long Juno story going through Virgo. And this looks like, whew, Thursday through Monday, something sweet is trying to happen in a long-term love story. If you meet somebody under this and you want to go dating and you're a single Virgo, go for it. This is not a bad bacon for a very spiritual, transcendent union of some sort. But it's one that you're always going to question, should I stay or should I go? That's a bit of a problem. But yeah, what can you do? You can't get everything. Jupiter in the house of academics, foreign travel, higher learning, and things to do with your spiritual beliefs is flowing to this moment. You and your partner could decide, if you're in a relationship, to go on a faraway journey, a pilgrimage, or a spiritual trip together, that you realize it's something you both need. That could be one way of looking at it. Or your partner could get some kind of very good glow up in their work environment, and it allows you to travel or move to another country. Very interesting things going on for you both here. If you're book publishing type Virgo, then this is like golden opportunity to sign a legal contract, 7th house, for a new book publishing deal. Often with the moon here, that you may have gotten some favor from a female friend to get that thing in motion. Okay. Definitely good for academic results turning out better than expected. So any, like my Virgo rising daughter could get an exam or a test back or some kind of good glow up from a professor, you know? Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is an energy Libra that has you with your Lord, Venus over in the sixth house of work and health, trying to experience a glow up in work and health. And this divine download on Sunday, but go Thursday through to Monday, right? It's exact on the 17th, is happening in the work and health house. Now, sometimes when I see Neptune here, I think you guys are capable, this has been true since way back in 2012 onward, to heal yourself using your imagination, hypnosis, your higher imagination, higher levels of a healing, to keep that in mind. So when the Sun Neptune come together on the 16th, 17th, energetically more intense, why not use your imagination to resolve a health challenge? Yeah, this could be a cool thing with Venus exalting your sixth house with Saturn to bring home a dream pet. Especially with Saturn, it would be like maybe a rescue animal, an older animal. This is also really good for anything to do with rental contracts. And a lot of you may be able to rent a property, but that energy here between, Thursday and Sunday might be that moment of finding the dream rental property, going, oh my God, I can't believe it. Because Saturn rules your real estate house and Venus is in the house of rentals. If you want a new job, yay you, because if you're a Libra looking for a new job, Moon in the 10th house on the 17th, flowing to Venus in the work house, well, there's a Neptune conjunction, you can get your dream job. And you may find out about it on Monday, but it's in play Thursday through Monday. And it's really beautiful on the weekend where you get a dream offer, dream job, and a contract. And some of this stuff, Juno in the 12th house, could be a contract from a far off foreign shore. It doesn't have to like an international company. Scorpio, sun, moon, especially rising. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done that already in the live premiere. And thank you and a shout out to all of my regulars. Now, back to business. Scorpio. This is a creative house. It's a generative house. It's where you procreate and create. Are you creating a baby? This is a fertility transit. I just had a client reading today where they told me that I said, be careful for accidental pregnancy in this window of time, because it was a fertility transit and they got accidentally pregnant, but they're quite happy about it. So, you or your partner could be pregnant during this transit of Venus here for 3 weeks. Don't forget, it starts this Monday, the day I'm doing this recording, and that you're going to listen to it the day it's being posted on YouTube. But we also have this Neptune Sun conjunction in the procreative creative house. This is a great time for a divine download about a book, a writing project, a music project, an entrepreneurial idea, birth baby businesses here, or anything like that, that may be able to reach you, like the muses on steroids. You're channeling the best things in sliced bread. Elizabeth Gilbert says the muse finds you, whispers an idea in your ear, and then leaves, right? Our book is called Big Magic. And this is where I think the muse is in your ear. So pay attention Thursday through Monday, but especially Saturday, Sunday, where you could hear the muse deliver a message. Now, pleasure is Venus's thing in her house of her joy. Fifth house is pleasurable activities. This is going to be a St. Patrick's Day event, really. You could be having a blast, having fun, partying away, enjoying yourself, having sex, all really good. But it's deeper than that, right? Jupiter is in the house of your significant love. And that's deeper pleasures with someone you care about, mutual reception that brings surprising and unexpected delights. And with the moon in your 9th house, there's a suggestion. Yeah, that's a very fertility story for you. So if you're going to have a baby under this transit or get pregnant, you know what I mean? Like conceive a child Thursday through Monday, you're baking in the conception window, a beautiful alignment of planets in your 5th house, right? The moon in the 9th is really also offering some of you Scorpio some kind of powerful opportunity to ascend to some sort of spiritual ideal in romantic and sexual love with your partner. Okay, so keep that in mind. Some of you may get a deal, a book deal, a project, creative project, a contract out of this with some international entity flowing out of the energies then of Thursday through to next Monday. Hey, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is the fourth house where this Neptune beautiful energy is occurring. This is your home and private life. It's what you do, when no one's looking. It's domestic life, domicile. And maybe with your, whoever you live with, there's a lot of love going on here for you Sagittarius. As now, Venus can also represent a female visiting you or just love in the home or beauty in the home or beautifying your home. Neptune is and Venus is creative. And on a practical note, with the Sun conjunction on the 17th, some of you just may have a most beautiful idea that's going to be like a sacred sanctuary temple for your home. Maybe you want to paint it a different color. Maybe you want to bring some crystals in. But hey, this is also Venus, Saturn. So it's also about what enduring things are being formed in your home that can last, that have to do with love and beauty. Some of you may change a job out of this. I mean, opposite Juno in the 10th house, some of you Sagittarius may cut out of a marriage, long-term committed love story, or a job in order to really find love, enjoyment, and pleasure and beauty in and from home in your quiet, private life. With the Sun here, though, with Neptune, it's almost like a torch or a flashlight shining in the house of the dungeon of the darkness. So what is there going on at home that you need to really look at clearly, but with your deeper awareness, your transcendent imaginal mind can be involved in how you perceive things from your childhood, in your home and from your home in order to heal them. With the energy here, Jupiter in the 6th house, you may be breaking away from karmic debt relationships that are draining you, but you also may be able to bring in a beautiful pet that brings you great plenitude and joy, and you're surprised by this new pet entering your world, or a new rental situation. You can rent a beautiful property or rent out a beautiful property as a result of Thursday through Sunday's Neptune Sun glow up, with Venus and Saturn co-present. And the moon is suggesting some kind of chunky money. So for some of you, mortgages and rentals and sales are all in the air during this window of time. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. So in the sky, there is a Venus, Neptune, Sun, Saturn story. I want you to pay attention through Thursday, through this coming Monday. If you have any kind of dreamy, divine, inspired, creative insights around things to do with writing projects, things to do with siblings, things to do with travel opportunities or educational opportunities. All third house matters. The local neighbors and neighborhood and things you do in the neighborhood are active here. And some of you may be engaged in activities in the neighbors and neighborhood environment that are inspirational, transcendent, and enlivening your soul. At the same time, Venus says these are fun and pleasurable. You're enjoying your social life in the neighborhood. And you may also be, with Venus Saturn, finding some kind of lasting, enduring love in the neighborhood. If you're a single Capricorn, this isn't a bad time to go out and about Thursday through Sunday, enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. You could meet a soulmate with this energy, and it would be a lasting love story. And you might know each other instantly because, hey, Neptune Sun is like, I'm seeing you with my soul, not with my eyeballs. And some of you could have a dream trip, especially with Jupiter in the 5th house of leisure travel with a romantic partner. Either you take that dream trip, right, Thursday through Sunday, Monday, or you plan it. The moon is suggesting a lot of love between you and a significant love story person in your life, a lot of comfort and a lot of nurturance here as well. This is really a nice glow up for existing relationships, Thursday through Sunday, and also for journeys, travel, and connecting for romantically with a person in this regard. If you are single and young enough, Capricorn Sun, Moon or Rising, especially Moon and Rising, very likely a fertility transit as well. And this could indicate pregnancy opportunities Thursday through to Monday. Hey, Aquarius, I am one of you. In our sky, we have a second house event. Now, this is Neptune Sun. It happens on the yearly since 2011, 12. But it's a chance to dream something bigger into your life, a real visionary moment here where your career and purpose energies can elevate to something much more true, spiritual, and, aligned with your spiritual values and goals. Venus is here, and that's a money glow up for 3 weeks, right? And earnings glow up, a pleasure glow up, a facial glow up. I might book a facial during this transit of Venus for 3 weeks through the second house because it's the house of the face and she's making us more beautiful. But also pleasures. And she loves her pleasures. She loves to eat Haagen-Dazs and drink wine. But Saturn's here. And so just reminding you that this transit with Venus, Saturn can constrain your pleasures, but find alternative pleasures to things you eat and drink that aren't necessarily ideal for you. And with Saturn ruling your house of addictions, that's especially true. And therefore, look on the time frame of Wednesday, Thursday through to Monday for some breakthroughs here. Honestly, with the Neptune Sun, it's like the AA thing, you give it to God, but it's like God gives it to you. You might have a spiritual enlivenment of a food or dietary problem that you can break away from here with a kind of almost magical way. And that's Saturn letting you let the dreams become real, but also grounding what Venus is capable of giving you in constraint and restriction and control and structure around pleasure. Certainly Saturn Venus can look like structuring your face for greater beauty, like, I don't know, getting your teeth veneered or something like that. But the Venus Neptune moment on St. Patrick's Day is a turning point event energetically. And I don't normally celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Some of you may. I think that's Venus's exaltation degree, the 27th degree of Pisces as well. So there's a lot going on in St. Patrick's Day that's on Sunday that's deeply magical about your face, your voice, your calling, your vocation, and more. And because this is talking to Jupiter in the fourth house of home, what you do in and from the home is bolstered by what you're doing in this money download, divine download for your career and money stories, and also your addictions and food substances. And, the moon is giving you nurturance in the house of health and the house of pets and the house of your work life. And it's saying, well, let's nurture the work life thing with earnings in sort of transcendent and balanced ways connected to your job, your career path. And especially if you're like me and you work from home, that's really like nice little, like almost mystic mini grand trine forming here. I think some of you may look at a rental opportunity here because Jupiter moon here can open up on St. Patrick's Day, give or take a day on either side, something to do with property, land, and rental. And this is contractual agreements. So some of you may end up on the weekend having an opportunity around the word rental properties or rental agreements. All right, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. The sky is all about you, isn't it? So here we have it. You are experiencing this beautiful yearly Neptune Sun conjunction, fertile garden under a full moon. What do you want to dream into being? Saturn helps you make your dreams come true and very real. Venus is making you feel more sociable, beautiful, persuasive, likable, and you're liking yourself in your own skin, by the way, during this 3-week Venus transit, which is why you want to listen to my Venus video. But at the same time, what kind of insights, downloads, and imaginational moments can arrive on your doorstep Thursday through to Monday, especially on the weekend, on Saturday, Sunday? They're going to inform a new view for you of how you wish to be inspired, motivated, creative, enthusiastic, and enjoying your life in a way that brings comfort and nurturance, moon in the fifth house, as well as how you wish Jupiter, Lord of this house, to participate from short distance travel, siblings, skills-based learning and education, and the daily neighborhood and neighbors that you encounter on your daily grocery store visits and stuff. Some of you may be looking at some enlivenment here, Thursday through Monday, of a new vision around how you spend your time in the neighborhood, how it brings you greater joy and pleasure and fun. As well. If you're online, Jupiter Uranus can give you a boost in the online social media, writing, and websites world, making you more inspired and creative and enjoying the process of that kind of life, especially if you're entrepreneurial. With this moon flowing to all of this is really good for creative and entrepreneurial projects. But yes, it is a fertility transit as well, especially Saturday and Sunday and Monday. If you are especially a female Pisces and you don't really want to have a child necessarily because you got some surprise, you could definitely get knocked up because you went for a trip, because you went to a pub and had something to drink and forgot your birth control, because you got down on an online date and you got pregnant. So be careful if you don't want pregnancy, because it can make for a great deal of fertility. Well, for men and women, let's go men and women, doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, who are going through this St. Patrick's Day event. Watch out for pregnancy. Watch out for falling babies. Guys, I got to roll. Got guests for dinner on Saturday, March the 9th. We're doing a vision board collage because we're under the influence of that Neptune conjunction to Mercury, which is, yes, debilitated, but if you harness it with your own powerful mind, you can make it into something good. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of this story of my channel. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. This was recorded on the 9th of March, 2 days early before you get it. Ad-free, early access, ad-free content on my Patreon community. Check it out in the description box below. Giving away 2 free courses. If you try me out for 1 month, you can leave. $66 worth of value. You get those replays for free. Synastry, Are You My Person? Chiron, The Key to Purpose. Try it out for 5 months, $5 for 1 month. Don't like my Patreon, leave and keep the gifts. How's that for what we call an ethical bribe? All right, I'm out of here, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Quiet waters, positive end, a bit of a after residue from the Mars square Neptune on Monday and Tuesday. Bye.